Hey there, it's Anonymous Tea, where we spill the tea anonymously. Hello, 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 everyone. Hello, YouTubers. Hope you guys are all having an amazing day today, sending good vibes, sending positivity, sending blessings, and good energy to each and every single one of you. Thank you so much for tuning in. So today we are talking love and marriage, Huntsville. You guys know why you are here. First and foremost, just want to say well wishes, thoughts and prayers to those of you who are dealing with the hurricane and dealing with the weather and everything else going on. I just pray and hope for your safety and everything. But we are here because we need to discuss something, and that something is what the heck is wrong with some of these people who now all of a sudden are Team Martell. And all of a sudden, Martell is telling the truth in this new frivolous motion. And the first thing I'm going to say is I'm going to guess that some of you do not know anybody, do not have any friends, any family, any colleagues, any coworkers, anybody you know from around the way that has somebody that you know that has a crazy ex. That has an ex that's upset that they no longer have access to you, that they no longer have control over you, that they can no longer program you to do the things that you want them to do. So their last resort is to keep you in court with frivolous claims, with frivolous attempts to try to charge you with something, with frivolous attempts to try to sue you for something, just to have you still in their orbit. I'm going to assume none of you that are Team Martell has anybody that you know that has ever had to go through this. Because it is mighty odd that we had sworn statements, sworn testimony in the actual custody case that verified how Martell was treating the kids, that verified and validated what was going on with the mistress and how her oldest daughter was bullying the kids and all these things. And to the point the judge had to make actual orders and mandates, basically saying Martell had to get a psych eval, saying Martell had to go to counseling with Tank. All of these things, and now all of a sudden, Martell can file a motion and make all of these claims, and you guys just believe it because you don't like Mel? You guys can just believe that she's out here in these streets with this security guard because you don't like Mel? You can believe that all these things that Mel is constantly doing for the school, is constantly one of the parent chaperones on these field trips, is constantly the one bringing in cakes and cupcakes and all the things for people's birthdays, for the teachers' birthdays, for the holiday season, and all these things. Now, all of a sudden, now all of a sudden, Mel's neglecting the kids and they're not getting their physicals in time, when last I checked, the physical was an important component of you being able to be enrolled in school and be able to attend classes. If they don't know what your, if you've got your immunizations or not, or what the rationale is, if you have any allergies or not, and what the rationale is, if you have any diseases or injuries or anything, you're telling me Mel is not on top of any of that? And now all of a sudden you're going to make the grandmother, you're going to make Mama Van a scapegoat, you're going to make Mama Van an issue because you can't contact her, even though the times that we've seen you on the show post-divorce, when you were in her face, that it was not pleasant at all. You were talking real grimy to her, you were talking real greasy to her, and that has apparently rubbed off on Destiny, who also felt that she was okay to say something at the kids' match to Mama Van and just act any old kind of way. But you are now wanting to limit the kids, but it's okay for your 10-year mistress and Destiny and others to post the kids on social media? No. I'm going to need you guys to put 2 and 2 together. And I am going to need the Scots. Why do you continue to insert yourself in the foolishness? Why are you coming out saying, oh, I know this seems a bit out of place anyway? Well, stop right there, Peanut Gallery. We didn't ask you. We didn't ask you for your opinion. We didn't ask you to give commentary, but nonetheless, you want attention. You want people to talk about you. You want to do a big I told you so when there has been zero response from the judge. And it says, some of y'all owe me apology. I told y'all who her and her mammy was, and y'all didn't have nothing nice to say to me, so hashtag where are my flowers. Now, again, you guys were the same ones that made the allegations that sworn testimony and sworn witnesses were fake news, were fake court documents. But the moment that Martell can make any type of claims against Mel with zero receipts, with zero proof, any type of man that is in her proximity, all of a sudden they're involved, they're dating, all of a sudden they're all married too. How convenient, Martell, just like you were married. Now Mel's doing corporal punishment, the same corporal punishment you wanted to do in exchange for the kids being able to be back on reality TV. All of this is a little tit for tat. And nobody thinks of the impact this is going to have on the kids. Nobody thinks on the impact that the kids are going to be stressed and tired and emotionally drained, having to be dragged into this tomfoolery. And now basically their time with their father is essentially, them on trial, them being questioned day and night about what Mel is doing, who Mel's around, who Mel is with, and all these things, and why Martell can't have more access. But yet that's not the same energy when, Martell is supposedly supposed to have the kids for the week. Nobody's questioning, what the kids are doing. But it seems you're inept if Mel has to have DoorDash and Uber Eats sent over because you can't even afford to feed the kids. But you're going to throw this whole conniption about the kids having access to the life that you could have continued to have the same access to had you kept your bleep in the household? Can you make it make sense? Now, all of a sudden, you have all these grievances. Now, all of a sudden, you want to make Mama Van an issue. You want to make Lauren an issue. And of course, since you can't have direct access to Mel, once again, you're going to try to use the kids as pawns. But what people fail to realize, and some of you apparently do not know anybody that is a Martell that is going to keep you in court, that is going to continue to file frivolous claims to try to keep under your spell, to try to keep you under control. Nobody sees through the BS. People are taking this as the gospel. Meanwhile, there has been no hearing. There has been no decisions made. There has been nothing that was ordered from the judge. This is all the latest attempt that Martell likes to do when he gets in his feelings, when he sees that the kids and everybody else, he feels that he still should be entitled to this life. He feels that he should still be entitled to Mel. And because he can't have that anymore, this is all he has left to do, which is to continue to tie Mel in court with these frivolous claims, these frivolous charges, frivolous lawsuit attempts, whatever, in hopes that this is still going to try to keep Mel around, even if it's at the expense of trying to destroy her reputation and destroy his relationships with the kids, as long as it still keeps him in the mix, you guys. And that is disgusting level of trifling that we need to talk about, you guys. Because I don't see the energy. I don't see there being any complaints about the kids spending time with their other grandmother, Martell. But I'm going to need some of you to take off your hate boner for Mel for a second and realize that Martell is the problem and that Martell is the menace here. It's just funny to me, the hypocrisy all of a sudden, the concern and the well-being of the kids should be off limits, but if it's an opportunity to utilize the kids against Mel, it's okay. It's okay to do so. It's interesting that Martell is a liar. Martell is doing the most when he makes the accusations that he makes involving cheating, involving him allegedly cheating and hooking up with the same women as Marceau, making the allegations that Tisha hooked up allegedly with one of Martell's boys. Martell is a flat-out liar. Martell can't be trusted. The truth is not in Martell. But the moment it is accusations against Mel, Martell is the truth teller. Martell is speaking nothing but facts. This is what Mel gets. This is what Mel deserves, even though you just said the other day Mel should have stayed married to this menace. Mel should have stayed married to this cheater. Mel should have stayed married to this gaslighter. You guys said these things, right? You guys said that Mel needed to save the marriage to this man who is making it his mission to try to destroy Mel and just keep her tied up in these court hearings for what? Like I said in my previous video, I knew when that TikTok live happened, Martell was going to try something because he was way too quiet. And had been way too quiet because it's not giving that he has a job, that he has anything to do, that he has any homes to build, that he has any contracts, that he has a builder's license to study for. It is giving he has nothing to do but to stalk Mel on burner accounts, you guys. And now all of a sudden, how do you know what's being said in text messages? Do you have some sort of a cloning device or some type of cloud or something to where you're able to see what text messages Mel is sending back and forth to people? That's a little weird. Are there secret cameras or listening devices that are in the house somewhere that we're not aware of? That you have all this tea all of a sudden? It's giving really weird, right? But nonetheless, what are we achieving at this point? Some of you are celebrating and foaming at the mouth. Oh, Mel's exposed. Oh, how could Mel have an affair with a married man? First of all, you don't even know the security guard. It's so funny. You guys don't know any of these people, right? You say you claim you don't follow Mel. You claim you don't keep up with her and what she's got going on. But now Martell can put out any accusation about any man. Just like when Mel exposed his cheating. Now all of a sudden Martell wants to expose Mel and claim she's cheated. Now any man in close proximity to Mel, doesn't matter where he comes from, any Tom, Dick, and Harry needs now to be called Mel's man. Like, it's very weird. And you guys just take it and run with it, right? You guys were the same ones that said Mel was single, Mel didn't have a man, Mel didn't have anything going on. She didn't need to be on the show. But the moment Martell says Mel has a man or Mel's involved with somebody, now you guys are now the moral police, right? How dare you be with a married man? How dare you have a boyfriend and you're supposed to be a mother? But didn't you say that nobody was going to want a single mother of four? Didn't you say nobody was going to be attracted to a divorced woman of four, the mother of four, and that she was better off just staying with Martell? But now it's raining men, according to Martell. Anytime there's an accusation, whether it is the councilman, whether it is the footage that he took of allegedly trying to crash a date of Mel's, and all of these things, it's the same talking points. It's Destiny making the allegations that LeBeric and Mel had something going on, trying to insinuate that they were sleeping together. Only for it to turn out that her son happened to be there with Mel and Martell's kids at the restaurant. It was nothing suspicious or inappropriate that was taking place. But again, this weirdo behavior that is taking place has got to stop. When can you take a step back and say, you know what? This isn't a good look. The kids do not need to be put through the mess of this. The kids do not need to be utilized as pawns. The kids should not have to be having to, instead of bonding with their dad on the weeks that they spend with their father, have to deal with nothing but line of question as if their father's a detective all of a sudden and trying to find out everything Mel is doing to see if he can find any loophole of anything he can use against her. And since when are the kids struggling in school? Where's the receipts? That's what I'm saying. Where's the receipts? Where's the attached report cards or progress reports or notes from the teacher that's like, listen, the kids are getting D's and F's. They're missing so much school and blah, 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 blah. Where is the proof, you guys? But, because Martell said it and you don't like Mel, it's facts. This is just giving. Martell is throwing anything against the wall to see what sticks. But if there is nothing that is substantial, that is tangible to back any of this up, it is nothing but frivolous, you guys. It is nothing but tomfoolery. And I cannot tell you how many times I've seen this happen before, where people can make up anything because they're pissed off you left them for good. So the first attempt, if it was the situation in which Martell actually had any money, was actually a breadwinner, the approach would have been to try to decrease the child support, would try to manipulate the numbers, move money around, and make it seem like all this money you made when you were with them or when you were married to them now all of a sudden no longer exists. You can no longer afford to pay the agreed upon child support from the divorce decree. And then it is the switch up of the scheduling of when you see the kids, even though it's a set schedule. You start canceling, you start doing all this tomfoolery and all of the things, or you pull a Martell and try to schedule things in the middle of the weeks that the kids are supposed to be with Mel and trying to manipulate it to where you can see the kids only when you want to. No. But since Martell has no money, this is all he can come up with, and he even tried getting full custody and trying to get access to the proceeds of Sugar Mama's line, you guys. And all of it flopped, you guys. All of it flopped terribly because it was ridiculous. It was completely ridiculous, and it made 0 sense to do, you guys. But nonetheless, I'm going to need some people to put on the thinking caps and realize this isn't it. No matter how much some of you cannot stand Mel, this isn't it. Because ultimately, it's the kids that are going to be suffering through this. And ultimately, in a lot of situations like these that happen like this, where the kids get old enough to realize that they're being dragged back and forth, that they're being used basically to be a source of information to try to use against the other parent, or anytime they're around the other parent, the parent is just flat out bashing them and everything else. And then on top of that, you're trying to tell me the kids feel a way about Mel's personal life when you have a mistress who is completely horrible to them and is jealous of somebody else's kids and has her daughter try to attack and bully them? Make it make sense. But anything that looks like it's taking Mel down, anything that looks like Mel is finally going to be exposed, you guys. But you guys are never around when the actual hearing and judgments are read and what the judge actually orders and decides. None of you are around then, and you claim that the documents are fake. And you claim that the kids were being manipulated to say things, and that you didn't believe the kid's story even though it had witnesses. But anytime Martell can just throw anything against the wall and see what sticks, it's facts. Even per this own order, it sounded like Martell doesn't even have like an actual place he lives. It sounds like he's still squatting places. But nonetheless, you guys are going to continue to run with whatever narrative and change the goalpost as you guys see fit. But you guys are the ones being the hypocrites here, that think Martell all of a sudden is the pillar of truth and honesty, you guys. Is the pillar of somebody that should be trusted. Like I said, the only thing I believe Martell on is the foolishness with the show, because it tracks with the lies that many of the cast continue to contribute to the show. But as far as everything else, And maybe, you know, him having intel on the escapades of the cheating only for the simple fact that his own mistress took pictures of Martell, Marceau, and Maurice all out together, which makes zero sense to do unless you're out in the streets as well, not with your spouse. So there is that. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. Please do not forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Hit the notification bell so you're notified the moment I post new content on my channel. And with that being said, I'll talk to you guys again very soon.